Hello, and welcome to our next episode in our Scope 3 in Focus series. For this episode, I'm delighted to be joined by Thorbjörn Fors, Senior Vice President at Siemens Energy and MD of Asia Pacific, to talk about how they help their customers hit their net zero goals. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Let's start off. How is Siemens Energy helping its customers meet their net zero journey?
Well, out of many perspectives, of course. Being a prominent technology provider in the energy sphere, we are looking first of all at the efficiency of current assets. So working with our customers to make sure that they operate at their optimum design point, and thereby minimizing, for example, fuel consumption and so forth. But then, of course, introducing newer technologies and newer ways of operating. And so we are playing both in existing assets and with new investments as well.
In your viewpoint, how can digitalization help address downstream Scope 3 emissions?
Well, as I kind of alluded to, I think it's very much about ensuring to operate the assets at its optimum design point. That can be digitalization, so you make sure that you, from a software perspective, are monitoring and tracking exactly where you are on this performance curve, both from a fuel efficiency perspective, but also emission perspective. But it can also be to upgrade your machine. For example, we recently upgraded here in Singapore one of the large gas turbines with what we call an ATEP upgrade. So that's an advanced upgrade for a large gas turbine, where we significantly increased the efficiency. And that's more mechanical combined with control system logic improvement.
Yes, and do you think companies will sort of start there, really look to improve their energy efficiency in these journeys that they're looking to improve their net zero targets?
Well, it's a low-hanging fruit, right? So the commercial viability is normally there. And some of the other steps beyond optimizing existing assets might be a bit more commercially challenging in certain parts of the world.
Are you seeing a shift in fuel choice? And why is this, or is it not happening fast enough?
Well, I think I see it in certain parts of Asia Pacific, for example. I see in Korea a coal to gas shift, right? Where they are investing heavily now in gas turbines, moving away from traditional coal-fired power plants into more high efficient, low carbon combined cycles based on our gas turbines. I can see Japan moving directly from coal to renewables to a large extent. So there are different answers in different parts of the region. And the beauty is that we have a portfolio for each and every one of them. We are not active in the coal business, but we are acting in the answers of how to move away from the coal. The other countries, of course, that is a little bit more complex. Indonesia, for example, being one of the major exporters of coal worldwide, and that's a bit more complex, will probably take a little bit more time, but their ambitions are clear. And their future outlook on where to take their energy industry is very clear. And that's through a transition into more of a greener or low carbon environment.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be important. And can you touch on a bit more about GHG-free products and the significance of those?
Absolutely. So that's part of our innovation portfolio. And for example, in our transmission business, we now have a SF6 free products, which we call our blue portfolio, and it's gaining more and more momentum and a high interest across the world at this point in time. So that's one example, but we have many other portfolio elements. I can see more and more of our R&D allocations are going into that environment of ensuring that we are a significant and prominent partner to our customers when it comes to the transition.
How key will collaboration be in helping enable a sustainable value chain?
Well, it's going to be super critical, or is super critical. And we as a company have committed to our investors and our stakeholders to reduce our Scope 3, i.e. our customers' emissions, by 28% until 2030. And in order to do so, we of course need to work with our customers. They are ultimately the asset owner, but we need to work with technology partners. Because as we have discussed, there is not one silver bullet as an answer. There are many different technologies in play at the moment. And it's probably not one single company that have all the answers. So collaboration is going to be key and is key.
There's a lot of talk about Scope 1 and Scope 2, and I think we just highlighted there, and obviously this series looks at Scope 3, and I think it's working with your other partners to help their emissions come down. I mean, that's really important going forward, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's the most significant piece for many of us in this industry, and that triggers an interest from everybody, an excitement from everybody, but also a commitment to really be serious about it.
Well, Thorbjörn, I really appreciate giving me time to talk about this important topic, and we'll look out for more issues around this in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching this Scope 3 in Focus series edition with Siemens Energy. Look forward to bringing you more episodes in the series soon.